with you some tools to help you make sure that you have people thinking about you in the way that you want them thinking about you. Now, another word for personal brand, and we talk a lot about this, but this isn't a word that you hear all that often about in our space, is reputation. Personal brand is new, but reputation has been around forever. And a lot of our clients, we work with a lot of entrepreneurs. Some of our clients, y'all will recognize, Lewis Howes, Kevin Harrington from Shark Tank. These are people that you kind of know because they're sort of in this space. But a lot of our clients are more like executives. They're like CEOs where they have a real company, or they're lawyers and they have a company and they're not trying to sell a video course or write a book or do a coaching program or something. They're just trying to drive more awareness for their actual business. And they don't really understand personal brand. And we say, well, look, think about a personal brand is simply the digitization of reputation. Personal brand is the digitization. We're getting loud again. We're getting echoey again. I don't know what happened. So that's all it is. And you go, okay, well, so then what is reputation? So let's start there. And we created something to help people understand this that's called the reputation formula. And you go, okay, where does reputation really come from? We believe it comes from two primary areas. The first is results. Results times reach equals reputation. Results times reach equals reputation. So here's a good example, right? We all know Mother Teresa. She has huge results, positive results, and she has worldwide reach. So she has a huge positive reputation. Because results can be either positive or negative, and reach can basically just be greater than 0. Now, this person also has a huge reputation, also has huge results, but it's negative results times worldwide reach, huge negative reputation. The question that is sort of fascinating is which one matters more, results or reach? And most of us think about, and even my first book, Take the Stairs, is really like a personal development book. It's kind of like a motivational kick in the pants. It's the psychology of overcoming procrastination and things, but it's about character-driven principles. And it's about being a person of integrity and self-discipline, and we really believe in that, and we believe in doing the right thing and doing all of those things. But we've been forced to ask the question specifically as the digitization of reputation has taken off. Because here's another example. Who is this person? Michael Phelps. How many of you know who Michael Phelps is? Okay. What does Michael Phelps do? What country is he from? And what is he most known for? Winningest gold medal Olympian of all time. Now, how many of you know who Jenny Thompson is? Okay? So raise your hand high. Don't say anything, but raise your hand high if you know who Jenny Thompson is. 2 people. Jenny Thompson is the winningest female Olympian of all time. She is also a swimmer. She is also from the United States of America. When you look at the results, very, very comparable on a very large global stage. When you look at their reach, it's drastically different. Now, you might go, why? I don't really know why. Neither of them are clients of ours. They're not friends. But it is an observation because many of us spend our life trying to do great work. And that's good. We want to do great work. I don't want you to lose sight of doing great work. We want to be great people. We want to have integrity. We want to be disciplined. We want to be reliable and dependable. And we want to do all that stuff. But the problem, unfortunately, is that some of you are the world's best kept secret. And that is awful. You don't want to be the world's best kept secret. You don't want to be the world's best kept secret. And if you really look at it in today and you go, gosh, we are forced to evaluate this, it's pretty obvious, is which one matters more. This is an interesting case study as well. How many of you know who this is? Most of you know Kylie Jenner, regardless of what you think about her personal character or results or whatever, the woman has taken her reach and she has turned it into a lot of influence and a lot of money, which for most business owners is something that we're trying to do. And you see that reach matters a lot, because lack of revenue, even though it's what we think about, lack of revenue is not your biggest problem. Lack of reputation is your biggest problem. Reputation precedes revenue. Reputation precedes revenue. Because if I don't know about you, I simply can't buy from you. It's not because I don't like you. It's not because I don't think you're good at what you do. It's just because of obscurity and because of dilution, and you're caught up in and among the noise. So that becomes the first issue then, is how do you separate yourself from the crowd? Basically, there's, in any industry, there's according to two groups of people. There's the unknown, and then there's the known. There's like the industry rock stars or the celebrities. You could also look at mainstream media. And what most of us are trying to do is we're trying to break through this wall. And what happens is we're passionate, right? We're mission-driven messengers. That's how we describe our audience at Brand Builders Group. We're looking for mission-driven messengers, heart-led leaders. These are people who want to not just make money, but they want to make an impact. They want to make a difference, right? And so that person has lots of topics they want to talk about, because it's like they're passionate about all these different things. And there's also topics that change in the media of like what's really hot, and generations are hot for a while, and AI is really hot, and social media was hot, and so they're constantly, they have all these different topics, and they have dilution, and so they bounce off the wall. And then they hear about all these different things that you should be doing with like products, and they'll create multiple products, or they'll have multiple different businesses, because it's like multiple streams of revenue. Multiple streams of revenue, though, isn't usually a great idea when you're first starting out, because what happens is we're not doing any of them very well, and nothing's really breaking through. They're all bouncing off the wall, and we're constantly creating new products, and we never really figure out how to sell any of them. And that's a real problem, and so we're bouncing off the wall. We've got all these social media profiles to manage, right? We're on all these different platforms, and it's like, and now there's TikTok, and it's like, oh man, we all of our time is spread thin. And then business models, right? Because you go to the conference and it's like, man, masterminds, that's the way to make money. No, it's video courses, like that's totally passive income. Membership sites are where it's at, you know, and like, I gotta be a keynote speaker, I wanna be a consultant. And they're doing all these different things, and they're bouncing off the wall. Of course, as small business owners, we're doing all the jobs, and we have no shortage of ideas, and so we have a lot of dilution. And here's the problem. If you have diluted focus, you get diluted results. If you have diluted focus, you get diluted results. And this is even big clients, this is one of the things they're struggling with, because there's too much commoditization and there's not enough uniqueness. It's not clear enough about what the uniqueness is. Now, how do you break through the wall? Very simple. You become known as the person on one thing. Often in one channel. And once you are through the wall, when you're on the other side of the wall, then you can expand into all sorts of stuff. Now we have the new problem, which is how to create more trust with people in less time. So basically, how do we get the word out? And one of the biggest insights that we have found to be helpful for people is to don't just think about differentiation based on your knowledge or based on your market positioning, although those are valuable. Differentiate yourself based on trust. So that means you don't have to be the smartest. Doesn't mean you have to be the best. It just means, like, for me to do business with you doesn't mean I have to believe you're the best in the world at what you do, but it does mean I have to feel like I know you better than anyone else who does what you do as well as you do it. Right? I have to have that level of trust with you. Trust is another way of sort of breaking through Sheehan's wall here effectively, is as there's an exchange of trust, there's an increase in reputation, there's an increase in influence, no matter what industry you're in. So don't just differentiate yourself based on what you do, differentiate yourself based on who you are and the relationship that you have with somebody. Right? The relationship that you have with somebody. And that's really interesting because we said earlier a brand is what people think of when they think of you. Well, a reputation is really an assessment of your trustworthiness. There are gimmicks that will increase your conversions in the short term. But just because something increases your conversions in the short term does not mean that it benefits your reputation in the long term. And we're always playing the long game. We're going to encourage everyone play the long game. Again, people don't do business with just companies. We don't do business with knowledge, expertise, products, or services. At the end of the day, people do business with people. It's all about the relationship. People do business with people. So then we're asking a new question. We're not just saying, how fast can I sell someone something? We're saying, what can I do to create trust with somebody? What are the things that I can do functionally, pragmatically, to create trust? Well, how do we build trust with people? Generally, if people see you, it creates trust. The more I see you, the more I trust you. The more I feel like I know you, right? I know personal things about you that maybe like the average person wouldn't know. That creates trust. And the people who know personal things about us from like our childhood, we feel like we know them because they know stuff about us, right? That creates trust. And if I learn from you, that creates trust. If you shared something with me that was of value, not that I had to buy or purchase, that creates trust. Well, this is great news because of social media. Social media gives us a chance in a scaled way to let people see us on video and images, but preferably video. It gives them a chance to get to know us, right? Like stories are such a great example of that. It's not that they're going to make their decision about whether or not they buy from you based on what you eat at dinner or how your kids are, but a little bit of insight into who you are in real life helps people psychologically trust you. And if they can learn from you, if you have something that you can share with them, which you all absolutely can, are going to look at some of this, and there's going to be pieces of this that you're going to say, I don't know how, right? Like, I know how to do that, but I don't know how to do that. I know how to do that, but I don't know how to do that. At the end of the day, if you take the pressure off of yourself, don't just try to convert customers. Focus on creating fans. Don't just try to make money. Focus on making a difference. And if you do that over and over and over for the long haul, I promise you will win. All the best. I hope you enjoyed it. Good luck. Thank you so much.